What's going on, guys? Welcome to another late night review. Tonight I'm discussing a film that I just watched. Literally just came out this afternoon or today, whatever you want to call it. The Purge with Ethan Hawke. This film, ladies and gentlemen, is a movie about the United States in the year 2022, in which crime has come to an all-time low and poverty has come to an all-time low because of an event by the new founding fathers known as the Purge. In the Purge, for 12 hours, any and all crime is legal, up to and including murder. They shut down all emergency facilities, distress calls, everything. So we follow the story of the Samson family, who the father, played by Ethan Hawke, he has become #1 in sales of his home security equipment that he has sold to the people in his surrounding neighborhood and many more, I'm sure, which is why he becomes #1. And we meet his family, we meet his wife, we meet his 2 children. A daughter who has a boyfriend that has been deemed too old, and he's only 18, so they've been banned from seeing each other. And a little boy who has learned about the Purge in school. He's not too little, probably just starting high school or something like that, you know. And they, at the beginning of the Purge, they lock their house down, just like everybody does. Well, what happens is, as the Purge is commencing, the little boy has this little device that he wheels around and drives around his house, and it's got a camera. He wears these stupid looking glasses so that he can see through it, and he ends up going to the control room of the house security system, and he sees a man running down the street. Now, during the Purge, any and everything is legal, so this man is running for his life for some reason. This little boy decides we'll help him, and he lets the man in his house. He opens up his security system and allows this man into the house. This man then disappears. Turns out he's a homeless man who was being attacked by these, they're known in the film, I guess, as the freaks, because they wear these strange looking masks. He was being attacked by them because it was their night to purge. He was their target, and he fought back and killed one of them. So now they're out for vengeance, and they get to the Samson house, led by the surrounding neighborhood, saying, yeah, they got him. And they tell them, look, you either give us the man, the swine, as they call him, or when our reinforcements get here, we're going to tear down your house, basically. We're going to break in, and we're going to take you and him and kill you all. So that's kind of the setup of the film to take us through the entire night of them now trying to find this man who's hidden within their house, which is kind of a fucking mansion. And they're going to find him. The little boy tries to help him and save him. And I mean, there's so many things that occur in this film. I don't believe I have ever simultaneously loved and hated a film as much as The Purge. I think the premise of the film is outstanding. It's one of the most original concepts I've really ever seen in a while. where, not like the Hunger Games in that it's a forced offering to appease the government. No, it's the government saying, look, you've worked hard for a year, tonight is a night of release. Whatever you want to do, go do it. Help yourself, have fun. Basically, I mean, they give them their blessing. Blessed be America is one of the first things you read. Blessed be America and blessed be the new founding fathers for letting us purge. So I love the movie. I love the premise. But oh my God, I hate this family. This is one of the most ridiculous, moronic families in cinema history. And I mean, we've seen a lot of dumb things. But they do everything wrong. From this child letting this man into their house and endangering everyone. Endangering his entire family. It stemmed from him. To then... Oh, by the way, the girl, her boyfriend, he ends up breaking into the house just before the purge begins. And then says to her, after he sneaks up on her, that, hey, I'm going to go talk to your dad. And everything's going to be okay. And then he tries to kill him. Because the purge commenced. He goes and tries to kill her father, thinking that she'd be okay with it. That, okay, you killed my dad, so now we can be together. I mean, it's just like every fucking character in this movie was insane. And not in the murderous way, but just every decision they made was wrong. The boyfriend tries to kill the father, thinking that she'd love him because of it. No. She'd probably resent you and hate you. Duh. After a brief gunfight, the father kills the boyfriend. And she, takes him off up to her room. And then when her mother comes looking for her to try and save her and bring her to, to safety, the daughter goes, tell Dad I'm sorry, and walks away. And the mom lets her. The mother let her daughter just walk away, walk out into the house with this strange man that none of us know, who's had people chasing him, who want him dead, who have now threatened us. She let her go. Every single character in this film was absolutely 100% moronic. Not a single person made a smart decision. I don't believe. So the girl goes and wanders off, and then she ends up getting held hostage by the stranger, by the black man. The homeless black guy who was allowed into the home. He takes her hostage. Him and the dad have some words, and his wife comes up behind him, and she gets ready to shoot, and she clicks her gun, and he turns and sees it, and throws and knocks the daughter down, and she gets knocked out from the head, from her head hitting a desk or something, and we then see a struggle, and eventually Ethan Hawke, the dad, knocks out the black guy, and they're like, okay, so what are we going to do now? Well, we're going to give them what they want. We're going to give the man to them. Let them kill him, let them do whatever, and they'll leave us alone. Finally, somebody is talking sense. And the wife and the dad, the mother and husband, they they're wrapping him up with duct tape, and they're gonna put him up in a chair. And just as they do it, and it's getting ready to get done, the mom has a sudden lapse of judgment, and suddenly cares, and says, "We can't do this." And then the daughter finally wakes up, and she's like, "We can't do this." So the dad finally says, "Great, we can't do this. So what are we going to do? We're going to fight. We're going to fight this, essentially, fucking small little army." How many fucking people were out there? I don't even know. The leader 2, 3 girls, 4 girls, whoever this backup is coming. Yeah, us are gonna fight them. And we have a small arsenal. Small. Versus whatever they have. Axes, shotguns, pistols, everything, whatever the hell they wanted to bring. Oh my gosh. These freaks finally break into the house. They rip open the security door, which makes me go, how the hell did they get the chains around the security wall to rip it down? What the fuck did they hook up to? But whatever. So they break open, and they start walking inside, and now's when the shit begins. The father says, okay son, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go downstairs to the basement, and I want you to stay there. And you don't come out for anyone. And I was like, you guys have been breaking up this whole movie. Think about it. The whole film, instead of sticking together like a cohesive unit to deal with whatever the situation is, every single time the family dispersed. First, the daughter left the group, and then the father left the group to go search. The mother left the son to go search for the daughter at one point in time, and then now you're telling the son, by the way, I don't remember their names, that's why I have to call them mother, father, daughter, son. Of the Sampsons, whatever. The Sampson son, he says, or the Sampson father says, okay, go downstairs and stay in the basement and don't come out for anyone. So the boy goes downstairs and he hides in a corner. And what does he do? Instead of sitting there, being quiet, trying to not be noticed, just staying out of the way, he's sitting there, peeking out with a flashlight. He's peeking out and he's surveying the downstairs area with a flashlight, drawing attention to himself. And then he finally decides, oh, maybe I should douse the light. Instead of turning it off, he just, puts his hand over it or something, because he wound up turning and the door was creaked. It was shut, now it creaked open. So he's like, oh shoot. And he hides the light. But then nope, he can't. And he can't just sit there and be fucking still. He has to look. So he puts back out and he put the flashlight and he pans over here and there's nothing, and then he pans back and holy shit, there's the freak guy. And the freak guy then grabs him and starts dragging him, and at this point I'm thinking, finally, kill this little bastard. That boy fucked this movie up. Now I understand there'd probably be no movie without, some form of conflict, but that boy is the reason this whole movie occurred. You know what I mean? He fucked his family over. He put all of them in danger because he had a care about this other guy who he doesn't know. And just as he's about to get killed, here comes from behind, the guy raises up and pow 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 pow, he gets shot from behind, and it's his dad. And the people in the audience that I was with tonight cheered and they applauded. And I said, no. That little boy deserved to get killed in this film. He really did. He was the most deserving because of how idiotic he was. He fucked this family over. I hated him. I really did. So, the dad then goes off and he's looking for more people, and he comes across these two near a pool table, and they go and start trying to attack, and he attacks back, and he's got this big fucking blasting shotgun thing that you have to hold on top right here, and he he's plowing through he plowed through one person, and then he gets into a mini fight with these two people, and the girl gets up on the pool table, goes to jump, and blasted. The guy that was with her, he ends up, he gets hit in the head with one of the pool balls, and just as he gets hit, he stumbles to the floor, and he looks over and he sees the gun. He starts crawling for it, and the father, Ethan Hawke, takes and grabs the axe and axed him right in the back, right in the spine. And he gets up, thinks everything's done, and then crash through the window on third man out of nowhere. And they fight and fight, and he ends up getting him. He kills him too. And he's like, oh my gosh, thank goodness. And he goes just to leave the room, and then the leader of the freaks, the overactor from Funny Games, I don't know if he's from Funny Games, but that's who I kept associating him with. He was that kind of sadistic, but he was an extreme overactor in this movie. Because subtlety is a lot more scary than just blatant insanity. And this guy was absolutely insane and he had a cheesy grin, and it would have been more scary had he been subtle in his performance, but instead he hammed it up and was really, really not believable. But anyway, just as Ethan gets through with those people, he walks around the corner and immediately gets stabbed. The father dies. The dad dies. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nobody saw that coming. Not a single person in that whole thing saw that coming. I didn't even see that coming. I didn't expect him to die. The daughter and the wife and the son all end up together at some point, and the neighborhood, the surrounding neighborhood, their neighbors end up coming in, and they start blasting these freaks, helping out this family. They come in and they tear their shit up. They wreck those motherfuckers. And they get the family is on the stairs, and the neighbors wind up coming up in there, and they kill the leader and all that good shit. And the wife is like, oh my God, thank you. Thank you for helping us. And this one woman, who earlier in the film, we met a few of these people. One was walking his dog, and this blonde woman gave the mother some cookies, and you knew something was up. You just knew. And she's like, well, don't thank us yet, because you're for us. Yeah, that's right. Their surrounding neighbors have a hatred of this family, because according to them, they flaunt their success. The fact that they drained these people of their money for this security system, which has now been proven that it's not impenetrable. It's not 100%, which nothing I guess ever is, but their house just got broken into, and this guy is the man who created it. So they break in and they're like, yeah, you're for us. We hate you, but we want to thank you for sacrificing yourself for the Purge to help us become better people. And just as they're about to start, the blonde gets shot by the homeless black man. By this point, I'd honestly forgotten about him. I didn't know where he came from, how he hid for so long, how he never got discovered by any of the people looking for him. But yeah, he comes and he shoots. Actually, no, he didn't shoot the blonde woman. He shot somebody else. The blonde woman stayed alive. I forgot who he shot. No, he took her. He took her hostage. That's it. He took her hostage, and then he's threatening everybody else. So the mom gets her family together after they get untied and everything, and the four neighbors are standing there, and they could easily turn and run. Sure, he'd probably get a few shots off. He might hit somebody. He might not. He might kill someone. He might not. But he couldn't get them all, I don't think. But they don't run. Instead, they're like, kill us. Please, do it. And the mom goes, no. Which I thought then, and I still think now, was actually the right decision. Finally, again, somebody made a smart choice. Because if she killed them, it would be over. And it would be too fast. But if you let them live, then you allow them to suffer and let that hatred eat away at them. So she says, we're going to finish the rest of this night with no more murders from any of us. Cut to them all sitting around, except for the black guy. He's standing up. But everybody else is sitting around the table. Oh, and the two kids are gone too. Very awkward. Nobody says anything. And the mom finally says, so did you guys enjoy her little purge party? Because she threw a party for the purge. And they saw an opening. That's why they came to attack. Because they saw their opening to go and kill them. And out of the dumbest move in this situation, the blonde tries to go for the big gun that's in front of the mother. And the mother takes and jerks it away and hits her with the butt of the gun right in her nose. And it was dumb because the black guy was standing right beside her. And the second she moved, he had his gun on her. Immediately. So she wouldn't have been able to do anything. Not really. So it was a strange little end right there. The alarm goes off. The purge is now complete. And she kicks them all out of the house. Asks if the black guy is going to be okay. He just looks back and goes, yeah, I'm going to be fine. And he leaves. And then we see the mother and the daughter and the son just look out onto their lawn where there are a few dead bodies and some cars. The Purge is an absolutely marvelous film for everything it does right and wrong. It has one of the dumbest families in cinema history. They make every cliched wrong decision. But the movie still works. It's still an interesting premise. The bad guys, the freaks, the leader, extremely hammy and overacting, but still sort of menacing when he wants to be. Interesting twist, but nothing that you didn't really not see coming, I guess. Because you knew something was up from the very beginning, but you didn't expect, I guess, the rest of the neighborhood to feel the same. You just thought it was the one woman. So, I absolutely recommend going and seeing it, or waiting to rent. It's a film worth checking out, just to see how idiotic these people really are. I mean, I was sitting there just furious at the amount of time they wasted as the family trying to search for the guy, and how they just kept flip-flopping their minds. They never settled on anything. But all in all, very good film. I'd probably say this film, I'd give it about a... give it a 7 out of 10. There's too many things that are annoying about it to allow it an 8, but it's certainly better than an average film. So, tell me, did you see The Purge? Did you plan on seeing The Purge at some point in time? And would you compete? Would you actually allow yourself that night of release? I'd love to know. I probably would. It would depend. But this has been a late night chat. I know it hasn't been the most interesting, but it's certainly a film worth looking at. This has been a late review. I'm sorry, not a late night chat, but a late night review. And I'm Lonnie. Blessed be America. And blessed be the new founding fathers. Have a good night.